Hey everyone, it's the Social Solipsist again, and I'm here with the gaming news of the week for August 1st through 8th. Now, some of you may be wondering why I'm making another video right now. Computer's still under repair, blah de blah, it's complicated. If you want more details, message me. Anyway, let's talk about a bunch of stuff that came up in the past week. First of all, Halo Anniversary, which as many of you will know, is I suppose you could call it the new Halo game. They're coming out with a Halo 4, but Halo Anniversary is like their remake of the original Halo. It's actually not being done by Bungie, although they are collaborating. It's being done by a group called 343 Industries, which is some subsidiary of Microsoft or something. Anyway, what they're doing is they're basically taking the old game and just running new graphics over it, which to many of you, myself included, sounds kind of dumb. I mean, at the same time, I do understand what they were saying in the interview. The guy was talking about, oh, we wanted it to be just like the old one. We just wanted it to look better, so we had to use, the old engine and everything so that, it felt exactly the same as it originally did. Understandable, at the same time, kind of lazy. They're putting a function in so you can toggle between the old version and the new version, so you could essentially play the original Halo on your new system, and then you can just toggle back to the new graphics. But they're basically, what they're doing is they're running a new graphics engine over an old game, so it's a little weird. It's gonna have, the nice thing is it will have co-op and it will have Kinect support. Not that anyone cares about Kinect support. Anyway, moving on. Diablo 3. I know I'm not the only one who's excited for it, but you know what? Blizzard fucked it. Excuse my blatantness, but that's what they did. They released a bunch of information about it recently, in the past week. It's been kind of a scandal because they're doing a couple of things that people really don't like, a lot of the fans really don't like, and that is, for one, they're requiring you to be online at all times to play the game, which no one likes. There will be absolutely no modding under any circumstances. It's prohibited by Blizzard. But they will also be including an auction house where you can sell and buy items from in-game for real money from other players. And there's going to be fees to post stuff up there, fees for the transaction, and fees to cash out your money if you sell items. So it's really kind of dumb. The vice president actually had an interview with MTV Gaming, I think, where he said, "Well, I don't understand what the big deal is." Which I understand his point. His point was, well, if we're doing this auction house, we can't have people cheating to get items and then sell them. Understandable. But at the same time, Blizzard, you are a bunch of idiots. I guarantee within the first month, the game will not only be cracked, but people will be selling items they didn't actually earn on the store. And I can say I will get the game, but as soon as I get it, I'm downloading a crack for it so I can play offline, because I don't care. Okay? Blizzard, this is from me. I don't care if you try and make me play online all the time. I will not do it. What if I want to play on the plane? What if I want to play if I don't have internet access? Fuck you. Alright, rant done. What else is coming up? Bastion, which, as many of you may know, is an Xbox 360 exclusive currently, getting released on PC on August 16th. I am super excited. This game looks amazing. The art style is fantastic. It's an indie game, which I really support. It's been very successful. A lot of people have been playing it and giving it rave reviews. The narrator is fantastic. I was actually considering buying this was going to be the turning point in me buying a 360. Just because, like, this was the final straw. I needed something to play 360 arcade games on. But now that it's coming out on PC, I'm not going to buy a 360 because what else? Minecraft/Notch news. Notch released something that said EA had contacted him about buying Minecraft, and he said, "Well, I'm making a lot of money, and no, not gonna happen. I'll play your games, you can play mine, and we can love each other's games, but no, you're not gonna buy my game." Um, Many of you also know he and his team are working on a new game called Scrolls. Guess what? Bethesda is suing them because the term Scrolls is apparently copyrighted by Bethesda. Bethesda is making an argument. They sent him a 15-page letter basically telling him he had to change the name of his game because it could be confused with the Elder Scrolls. And Notch has released a bunch of statements saying, yeah, not so much. That's kind of dumb. Because you can't really own the word scrolls, and the games are nothing alike, and yeah, it's not really, they don't really have much of a case there. It's kind of stupid. Speaking of Skyrim, they've been very hush hush about it, but some footage was leaked at like a private screening. There was like 40 minutes of footage. I can't actually find the footage, but I found an article that kind of went over it and had a few screenshots, so I'll put that in the description. The video was originally taken down for copyright stuff, but you know, the other stuff may go down too soon, so read that. The link will be in the description. Borderlands 2 has been confirmed. There's been rumors about it. It's been confirmed that it's coming out. There will be customizable weapons, totally new characters. All the old characters will be NPCs, and there's one character that's been released named Salvador. He's kind of a chubby guy. Pictures, you can see them. He dual wields, and there's not a whole lot of information, but they have promised better AI, which I loved Borderlands, the original one, but the AI was a little bit, yeah. So better AI and whatnot, and I'm hoping they have more varied enemies as well. I expect they will. But moving on. Oh wow, this one's gonna go long. Hard Reset is a brand new game coming out of Poland. It looks amazing. It's kind of this cyberpunk shooter. It's kind of, they're looking to make an kind of an old school FPS. It has a health bar. Oh my god, what happened to the health bar? Finally, a game with a health bar again. It's actually made up it's being made by a new company called Flying Wild Hog, that is made up of guys and girls, sorry, from a bunch of other companies that have been relatively successful. CD Projekt Red, which you may know for making The Witcher, People Can Fly, who made Painkiller, which was fantastic, and they also worked on Bulletstorm and Gears of War for the PC, and City Interactive, which they made Sniper Ghost Warrior, which had a lot of potential but wasn't a very good game. So essentially, the company started out as 8 people. It's now grown to 35, and that's who's making this fantastic looking game. They have built their own engine from scratch. They're using Havoc physics, but they didn't want to use like the Unreal Engine or something like that because, well, essentially they said the Unreal Engine is really bloated, and they wanted this to be able to run on a lot of different levels of hardware. It is PC only. They're only making it for PC because they basically said, don't quote me here, but they basically said, fuck consoles, they're too old, the technology is too old, and they can't handle this. But at the same time, their engine is supposed to be able to run on a much wider scale of hardware, much better scaling. So, what else? Link for that in the description. There's a trailer kind of thing. Looks really good. In the same vein, Prey 2. Some of you may remember the original Prey, which was an interesting game. I didn't play that much of it, but it was fun. It's got aliens. If you remember the original one, you remember Tommy, the main character that you played as. Well, Prey 2 is you're playing as a guy who got abducted at the same time, except for instead of being captured by the aliens. He gets kind of taken to this alien planet. It switches. He's a U.S. Air Marshal. He was taken from a plane, and it switches almost immediately at the beginning of the game to about 3 years in the future. He's working as a bounty hunter on this alien planet, but he doesn't know how he actually got there. So this entire game is going to be, well, it'll be in the same universe, but it's going to be very different than the original Prey game. The battles will be much faster paced, and since you're working as a bounty hunter, there's going to be lots of chasing and stuff, and they have said that they're going for something, quote, between Mirror's Edge and Brink, which I think is really exciting. So they're done with our kind of cyberpunk old school thing. That one thing that these two games both kind of remind me of, the vibe is, especially Prey, is Blade Runner, which many of you are probably too young to know that movie, but it's a great movie, classic, and these remind me of it. But anyway, moving on, Dishonored is a new game being made by Arcane, who have made Arx Fatalis and Dark Messiah, both of which were, I haven't played them, but both of which are very highly recommended games to me. They have the art director from Half-Life 2, which is awesome, and basically this looks amazing. You're playing as an assassin sort of bodyguard person to an empress, and the game starts with you holding her in your arms as she dies. Immediately what everybody thinks, of course, is that you killed her because you're an assassin and stuff. And the idea of the game is that you are wrongly accused, and you have two options: either to return the kingdom to its former state, or to get revenge on the person who framed you. It's got some really interesting gameplay features. The battles are heated. You can actually, one of the developers said you can actually go through the entire game without killing anyone, but it would be incredibly difficult to do. You have a lot of neat abilities. The first one you get is called Blink, where you basically point your reticle somewhere and it teleports you there, which is awesome. And they also showcased another one called Possession that allows you to take possession of another animal, either animal or person, to get into an area. And you can use them basically as a teleportation into a new area. You can possess somebody, have him open a door that only he can unlock, and then like go through him essentially, and get into that room that you couldn't get into before. You can also take over like a rat's brain, and then they showed you take over a rat, put a little bomb on it, and then run it into a room and basically have it be a little suicide bomber for you, which is a little bit, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But anyway, that's it for this week. This week has been like a nerdgasm of gaming awesomeness, except for, the whole Diablo 3 thing, but whatever. So yeah, this has been the Social Solipsist. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'm going back to school very soon, and I'm still trying to get my computer fixed, so we'll see. Wish me luck, and have a good week.